And I'm delighted to say that we're joined by Chris Eubank Jr, who's taken a break from his training camp over in America to join us. Jet lag all right, Chris?
I've had a couple cups of coffee, so I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And our very own Johnny Nelson as well. Good to see you, Johnny.
You're stuck with me, I'm afraid.
No jet lag from you, so there's no excuse.
No excuses.
Chris, how excited are you to be back in the ring? October the 2nd, you're going to be headlining our very first show.
Listen, it's a privilege to be here. I've had a great relationship with Sky over the years, and now to be launching this kind of new generation, this next generation of boxing on Sky Sports, it's an awesome opportunity, and I'm going to take it with both hands.
Tell us about who you're fighting.
Sven Elbir, 18-1, solid fighter, tough, a good guy to kind of start this journey on with. And I've been out of the ring for a while. I got COVID really bad not too long ago, so I'm still kind of rubbing that off. This is a great opponent to get back into the ring with, and then we're looking for a big fight at the end of the year.
You said about having a lengthy period out of the ring. You fought once since December 2019. Has that been a frustrating period for you, or do you think you've used that to really hone your skills with Roy Jones Jr? Well,
it was an issue, but at the same time, I would have never met Roy if it wasn't for COVID. And I spent a year and a half on his farm, learning day in, day out from a master, a genius. So I took a negative and I turned it into a positive. And I feel like I'm a better fighter for that, even though I haven't been active in the ring. I've been active in the gym. And now it's just up for me to show the progress I've made.
Do you think working with Roy has given you that little bit of something extra, because you're known as a very fit, athletic fighter, but Roy Jones, that's pure, that's art, that's skill, that's class, and a few eyebrows were raised when you joined forces with Roy, because he's making you work on the technical aspect of boxing. How's that worked out? Has it been an easy transition?
Listen, nothing about boxing is easy, and especially when you have, maybe trained or fought a certain way for so long, it takes time. There's a teething process, and you have to be open to new things. You have to learn and keep an open mindset. Fortunately for me, I have one of the greats and someone that I fully trust in everything that he's telling me. And so far, everything he's told me and taught me has worked and paid off. So yeah,
I've got to ask the question: did your old man have a problem with that?
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
No, he was extremely happy. Great deal of respect for Roy. They both have great deal of respect for each other. And when I said that I wanted to go out there and train with Roy Jones, he was fully behind it. So yeah. Everything's good.
So what have you been working on? What for you working with Roy has changed?
It's more of a mindset for me. I'm 31 years old. My fight style, the things I do in the ring aren't going to just go away. I'm not going to just become a completely different guy. But in terms of the mindset, in terms of how I approach these fights, in terms of strategy, in terms of thinking and being smart while you're in the ring, Roy has added a whole new aspect of that game, of that form of fighting to my technique and to the way I fight. So he's a master of the mind games and of the mindset. So mentally, I feel I'm a much stronger fighter for sure.
That's good to hear. You spoke there about wanting the big fight, and that's the aim of the game. You said you want that sort of by December time. What's the long-term plan? You have mentioned Triple G in the past. Is he still on your hit list, shall we say?
Absolutely. He's a middleweight world champion, and that's a fight that the fans have been calling for years now. The fight has to happen, and it will happen within the next 12 months.
A few eyebrows were raised initially when you kind of partner your name with Triple G. Is he the only one on the hit list, or are the others out there in the world?
Well, that's the great thing about the middleweight division right now. There's a lot of great, exciting fighters and world champions out there. Golovkin is at the top, just for the pure fact that he is, one of the biggest names in the sport.
How realistic is that?
Listen.
It
has to happen, and it's extremely realistic. Their team actually contacted contacted us and have shown interest in making something happen. So, you know, the fight will happen. And, you know, it's just up for me. It's just up to me to be ready for when the time comes.
So that's in the future. Let's just bring it back to October the 2nd. What can we expect?
Well, you know, it's going to be fun. This is a fun fight, and you know, I've got a lot of pent-up energy and aggression. I've been out of the ring for a while. I was able to display some of the things me and Roy have been working on in my last fight here on Sky Sports a couple of months ago.
Very controlled. It was very
controlled, smart. You know, I let him off the hook a little bit in the second round.
Purposely?
Well, you know, I wanted to get the 12 rounds in under my belt.
Okay.
You know? I didn't want to take the guy out
All
too
part of the plan,
quickly.
Johnny.
I wanted my you know, 15 minutes.
But I suppose you know, some fighters, they don't actually take advantage of that opportunity to express what they've learnt in the gym and take the time. It's like a cat with a mouse. Take the time when they're in the ring and practice a few things they're practicing.
Well, listen, you know, people always say, boxers always say, you don't get paid for overtime. You're supposed to take the man out as soon as you can. But I felt like I was in complete control. I wanted to be able to experience what it was like to have Roy Jones in my corner. I wanted to get some of the ring rust off, being out of the ring for so long, so I didn't feel the need to take him out early. I wanted to get the experience. That isn't how it's going to be moving forward. On October 2nd, as soon as I get the opening, this guy's going to sleep. That's just how the game is. That's how the game is. I can't
27-year-old German Sven
Elbir, 18-1,
yeah.
so he knows what he's doing. Tough opponent.
14 knockouts?
14 knockouts, so, you know, I've got a real task on my hands, but I'm ready.
OK, well, we can't wait for it, October the 2nd. Very much looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us, Chris. For more information as to how you can get tickets for the first two fight nights, go to skysports.com/boxing.